If your neighbor's house looks better than yours, costs less to run, and never seems to need emergency repairs, it's not luck, it's tools. Specifically, 15 tools that separate a homeowner who's always one problem away from a disaster from a homeowner who handles everything before it ever becomes a problem. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly which tools you're missing and what each one of them is costing you right now by not having it. Let's get into it. Tool number 1, a quality cordless drill driver. I know what you're thinking. Everyone has a drill, but here's the thing. Most people have the wrong drill. They have a cheap, underpowered drill that strips screws, kills batteries in 20 minutes, and makes every job take 3 times longer than it should. A proper 18-volt brushless cordless drill from a brand like DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Ryobi costs between $80 and $120, and the difference is night and day. A brushless motor lasts 2 to 3 times longer than a brushed one and delivers significantly more torque. If you've ever been mid-project with a dead battery and a half-driven screw, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The average homeowner who has a quality drill completes 4 to 6 times more small repairs themselves instead of calling a handyman. At $75 to $150 per handyman visit, that drill pays for itself the first time you use it. Tool number 2, a reciprocating saw. This is the tool that professional contractors call the ultimate problem solver. Cutting through a rotted board, removing an old pipe, trimming a door frame, getting into a wall for a repair. None of these are easy with anything else. A reciprocating saw with a set of mixed blades, wood, metal, demo, costs between $60 and $100 for a solid corded model or a bit more for cordless. Contractors charge a minimum of 2 hours of labor for any job that involves one of these cuts. At $80 to $150 an hour in most markets, that's $240 to $300 just to show up and make a few cuts that take you 20 minutes with this tool. If you're doing any kind of renovation, any repair that involves opening a wall or cutting out damaged material, this is mandatory. Tool number 3. A wet-dry shop vacuum. This is not your household vacuum. This is the tool you pull out when something goes wrong. A burst hose under the sink. A flooded basement corner, sawdust from a renovation project. Drywall dust, leaves in the garage. A wet-dry vac handles all of it. The number of homeowners I hear about who try to soak up water damage with towels and then deal with mold 3 weeks later is staggering. A quality shop vac from RIDGID or Craftsman runs between $50 and $90. Professional water extraction after even a minor flood. We're talking $300 to $1,000 minimum. This tool is your first response. You get to the water first, you dry it out fast, you skip the mold remediation bill entirely. Tool number 4. A caulking gun with a variety of caulk. This sounds simple. It sounds boring. But here's what's actually happening in your house right now without proper caulking. Around your bathtub, around your windows, around your exterior door frames, around your plumbing penetrations, gaps are letting in water, air, insects, and moisture. The average American home loses between 15 and 25% of its heating and cooling through gaps and cracks that could be sealed in a single afternoon. A quality caulking gun costs $8 to $15. A tube of caulk costs $4 to $8. A professional weatherization service costs $300 to $800 and does exactly the same thing. More importantly, a failed tub caulk that allows water to seep behind the tile for 6 months means tearing out tile, replacing drywall, and treating mold. That repair costs $1,500 to $4,000, all prevented by a $10 tube of silicone caulk applied once a year. Tool number 5. A pressure washer. We talked about this briefly before, but let me give you the real numbers. A 1,600 psi electric pressure washer costs between $80 and $150. A professional pressure washing service for a driveway, deck, and siding typically runs between $200 and $400. Most homeowners need this done 2 to 3 times a year. That's $400 to $1,200 a year you're either paying someone else or letting the grime, mold, and algae build up on surfaces that then need to be replaced early. Concrete driveways cost $15 to $25 per square foot to replace. A pressure washer used regularly can double the lifespan of a concrete driveway. Do the math on that. Tool number 6, a stud finder with live wire detection. We covered this in the previous video, and I'll keep this brief, but it belongs on every homeowner's tool list. Before you hang anything heavier than a poster, before you drill anything into a wall, you need to know where the studs are and where the wires are. Every year, countless homeowners drill into live electrical wires, hit water pipes, or mount heavy shelves into drywall with no backing and watch them fall and destroy whatever was underneath. The combo units that detect studs, metal, and live AC wires cost $20 to $45. This is one of those tools where the cost of not having it is potentially measured in hospital bills, not just repair bills. Tool number 7, a manual tile cutter or multi-tool with tile blade. One cracked tile in your bathroom or kitchen doesn't require a contractor. It requires this tool and 45 minutes of your Saturday. A contractor charges a minimum 2-hour labor call, $200 to $400, to replace a single tile that costs $3 to $12 at the hardware store. A basic manual tile cutter handles most standard ceramic and porcelain tiles and costs between $25 and $60. A multi-tool with an oscillating blade cuts grout lines, lifts tile edges, and handles precision cuts around pipes and corners. If you have tile anywhere in your house, and most American homes do, you will use this eventually. The average American home has tile replaced or repaired at least once every 3 to 5 years. Don't pay $400 for a 45-minute job. Tool number 8, a pipe wrench set. 2 wrenches, a 10-inch and a 14-inch. This is the combination that handles 90% of plumbing situations a homeowner will ever face. Replacing a shower head, tightening a supply line, swapping out a corroded angle stop valve under the sink, removing and replacing a toilet supply line. Each one of these tasks, if you call a plumber, costs between $150 and $300 for the visit alone, before any parts. With a pair of pipe wrenches, some Teflon tape, and 15 minutes of watching a YouTube video, most of these jobs take less than 30 minutes. A quality set of pipe wrenches from RIDGID or Stanley costs $25 to $50 total. If you use them just twice a year on tasks that would have cost $200 each to hire out, that's $400 saved from a $50 tool. Tool number 9, a circuit tester and outlet tester combo. Most homeowners have no idea whether their outlets are properly grounded, whether a GFCI outlet is functioning correctly, or whether a circuit they're about to work on is live. A non-contact voltage tester costs $8 to $15. A simple outlet tester that shows you instantly if an outlet is wired correctly costs $5 to $12. Together, under $30. Why does this matter? Because improperly wired outlets are a fire hazard. Because working on a circuit you think is off but isn't is how electricians and homeowners both get hurt. And because home inspectors flag bad outlets every single time, if you're selling your house, a cluster of wiring problems found during inspection can drop your sale price by thousands. Know your house, know what's working and what isn't. Tool number 10, a good quality level. Ideally, a 4-foot box beam level. Everything in a house eventually needs to be level. Shelves, cabinet doors, tile backsplashes, picture rails, fence posts, towel bars. When things aren't level, they look wrong, they function wrong, and sometimes they fail. A cheap plastic level gives you unreliable readings. A quality aluminum box beam level, Stanley Fatmax or Empire, costs $15 to $35 and lasts a lifetime. This is a tool you use on almost every project. If even one project goes wrong because you used a bad level, a wonky tile floor that needs ripping out, a cabinet that won't close properly, you've lost far more than the cost of a good level. Tool number 11, a cordless jigsaw. This is the tool for curves, cutouts, and precision work that no other saw handles well. Cutting a hole in a countertop for a new sink, cutting a custom shape in wood trim, notching a board around an obstacle, cutting curves in decking. Without a jigsaw, you're either calling a contractor or you're doing it wrong with the wrong tool and ruining the material. A quality cordless jigsaw runs between $50 and $90. A countertop cutout for a sink, if done by a contractor, is typically $100 to $200 just for the cut, separate from installation. Do it yourself in 20 minutes. Tool number 12, a hand truck and moving straps. This is not a glamorous tool. But the physical and financial cost of not having one is real. The average American spends $800 to $2,000 on movers or laborers every 3 to 5 years. More importantly, back injuries from moving heavy appliances, furniture, and materials are among the most common and most expensive home-related injuries. The average workers' compensation or personal injury claim from a back injury runs into tens of thousands of dollars. A hand truck costs $30 to $60. Moving straps run $15 to $30. Together, you can move refrigerators, washing machines, water heaters, and heavy furniture by yourself safely. Every homeowner eventually moves something heavy. Be ready for it. Tool number 13, a torque wrench. Most people associate this with cars, and yes, it's essential for wheel lug nuts, spark plugs, and any engine work. But it also matters for plumbing fittings, for mounting bolts on pressure vessels, and for any application where under-tightening causes leaks and over-tightening causes cracks. The average American drives a car. The average car needs at least one wheel rotation per year. If you take your car to a shop for a tire rotation, the average cost is $25 to $50 per visit. Over 5 years, that's $150 to $300 just for rotations. A quality quarter-inch and half-inch torque wrench set costs $30 to $60. Combined with other basic car maintenance tools, this one keeps you out of the shop for simple jobs. Tool number 14, a garden hose reel, the auto-retract wall-mounted kind. This sounds basic, but the financial case is real. Hoses left on the ground crack, kink, and develop leaks far faster than hoses properly stored. The average garden hose costs $25 to $60 and lasts 2 to 3 years when stored poorly on the ground. The same hose, properly stored on a reel, lasts 6 to 10 years. That's a replacement cost difference of $50 to $180 over a decade. An auto-retract hose reel costs $35 to $80. Beyond the hose lifespan, a properly stored hose means no tripping hazard, no hose dragged across sharp edges, and no forgotten hose left outside through a freeze that splits it overnight. One frozen hose burst indoors can cost thousands. One properly stored hose prevents it. Tool number 15, a quality multimeter. This is the diagnostic brain of your home. Checking whether a circuit is live, testing a fuse, checking battery voltage, diagnosing whether an outlet is putting out proper voltage, testing continuity in a wire, checking whether a heating element in your dryer or water heater has failed before you call a repair technician. The average appliance service call runs between $150 and $300 just for the diagnostic visit before any repair. A quality multimeter from Fluke or Klein Tools costs $35 to $75. With it, you can diagnose 9 out of 10 basic electrical appliance problems yourself before calling anyone. You'll know whether the repair is a $20 part or whether the appliance needs to be replaced. That knowledge alone, on a single appliance call, pays for the multimeter 5 times over. So let's put this all together. 15 tools. Some you might already have. Some you might have a bad version of that's costing you more than it's saving. The full list